Hi, welcome back to Coping Interventions with Praggatti. Today we are going to talk about our second coping style. The first one was meditation based stress reduction, and today we are going to talk about disclosures. Disclosures is nothing new to you. This is one of the most tested, most researched, and most proven phenomena, which is not just having cognitive benefits, but it also helps take charge of your emotions. So it's super effective in nature as well. So, disclosures and how me and you have been disclosing all this while. Well, some of us, when we were experiencing stress or in extreme cases, any kind of trauma, we did talk it out. We talked about it to a sympathetic pair of ears, right? And how did we feel about it? Well, if I ask you that, and if I personally soul search on how I felt about it when I talked it out to a pair of sympathetic ears, all I can tell you is I felt relieved. I felt comfortable. I felt happy around it. And now today, this is what I want to tell you. There are a lot of researchers like uh, Pennebaker and S. Bell who have been able to do enough work in this area, and they have come to a conclusion that if you are experiencing stress, or if you are experiencing any kind of emotional distress and you do not talk it out, this goes on to be a cause of lot of emotional turbulence, compulsive thought patterns, overthinking, and most importantly, it might end up causing psychosomatic illnesses. Those illnesses which we cannot prove, which we cannot, those unexplained aches and pains. That's exactly what I mean when I talk of psychosomatic illnesses. Well, the second thing is there have been times or there have been people who do not have this sympathetic pair of ears around them. What do they do? Or what have you done in such a scenario? Well, I'm sure you would have picked up a pen and a paper and you've written about what's bothering you, what's been on your mind, what's been festering inside you. And needless to ask, how did you feel about it? Yes, we all felt so good about it that at least it's out of our body, it's onto a piece of paper. It was therapeutic and it was indeed helpful in managing the stress that me and you would have had in that moment. This is another way that we are able to have very effective disclosures, and we used emotion centric coping for the regular day to day stress, or in extreme cases, it could be trauma. Let's understand, if we are not talking it out, if we are not writing it out, there's so many times we are not able to get a distance from the problem. We keep ruminating and thinking about it, and that what's leading or increasing our stress on an ongoing basis. The third important thing, how can you, so apart from reading and writing, how can you actually get into more disclosures? We all do that, and we love to do that, especially with those people who have earned our trust, who have earned a privilege to listen to our stories. So, the third way you can actually be disclosing or telling more or using this as a coping mechanism is to confide in those individuals who have earned your trust, who have earned so they've been holding the space so beautifully for you that now they have earned the privilege to listen to your innermost and special stories. These are the people who will hold the space where they will sit and tell you, I'm hearing you, I can feel you. Yes, please go on. Let me know if you would like me to talk and give you a perspective. Otherwise, I'm equally comfortable listening to what you have to tell me. They're not the ones who will give you unsolicited advice or a monologue which is one sided, where they tell you what you did wrong or things like that. These are the three ways in which you can make disclosure as your preferred coping style. I'm pretty sure most of us have been using one or the other, but if you combine the power of three, you talk it out to a pair of sympathetic ears, you write it down on a piece of paper, or you confide in those special individuals who really know how not to judge you, how to hold the space for you, and how uh, to still make you feel worthy of all the love, care, and attention, despite you bringing out your innermost feelings, emotions, and secrets around stress, trauma, or whatever else. All I can tell you is disclosures is a way ahead, because when we disclose, in the first case, for example, when we are talking to people and we disclose or we tell something to them, they do add their perspective, and it definitely shifts our worldview. When you write it on a piece of paper, you're able to see or put the situation out of your system, and you're able to look at it in a very dissociated but a very clear manner. And lastly, when you confide in others, you get to uncover those pieces of information which you would have missed out in the first go because of your beliefs, or maybe because of your biases. Whatever it is, all I can tell you is disclosure is and has to be one of your best coping mechanisms, easily available. We all have tried it in one form or the other, and now it's time to combine the power of all three. Talk it out to a pair of sympathetic ears. This week, remind yourself to write a little on a piece of paper and see your problems from a distance. And most importantly, confide in people who won't judge you and who have earned the privilege to listen to your innermost stories. Happy coping.